Okay, in the previous video, I said there were two ways to do these problems, these percent problems. One way was with a proportion. I'm going to show the other way right now. So the other way, and hopefully I can, there we go, here we go. There's a question that said, Manuel found a wrecked Trans Am that he could fix. He bought the car for 65% of the original cost, and the original cost, it told us, was $7,200. So that was the original cost, and we want to know what did he pay for the car. It should be less than that because 65% is less than 100%. One way to set this up would be with a proportion. Percents are always out of 100. The smaller amount over the total, the original 100%. You could also set this up as an equation. If you're going to do that, typically of in math means multiply. Now, if we're going to use a calculator, which most people do, we need to change this percent to a decimal. Calculators don't like percents, they only like decimals. 65% would be 65 hundredths because percents are out of 100. And the original amount was $7,200. There we go. I've written my equation. You can sort of see my calculator. There we go. 65% as a decimal times 7,200, $4,680 was what he paid. There we go. That's the answer for that one. Okay. I'm going to do two more. Sporting goods store near Big Bear Lake is having a 20% off sale. 20% off. On water skis, what will be the sale price? So we don't know the sale price. For water skis, which regularly sell for $248. Okay. All right, again, lots of ways to do these problems. I'm going to use a proportion because that's what I'm going to use. Percents are always out of 100. So if we have a 20% off sale, percents are always out of 100. So we got 20 out of 100. 100%, the original price, how much it was at the beginning without any savings, 100% of the cost was $248. So you see I'm using these proportions to build some relationships between 100, which is all of it, and that regular cost. So I'm going to figure out, by using this proportion, I'm going to figure out how much I'm saving. If it's 20% off, percents are out of 100, if it's 20% off, this is going to tell me how much it's going to be off, how much it's going to be, what my savings is. I'm saving 20%. So I'm going to use my calculator to do some of this. I'm going to multiply 20 times 248. That's going to give me this, 100x. I'm going to divide both sides by 100 and get that I'm going to have a savings of $49.60. That's not the new total. 50% off would be $124. This is way less than that, so that's not my new total. If I saved 20%, that means that the original price minus my savings, that's going to give me my total. So I got a new total, $198.40. There are other ways to do that problem, but I'm not going to show them all in this video. Okay, one more. Okay, it says Darren makes $12 an hour right now. Next semester he'll be making $14 an hour. Good for Darren. What's the rate of increase? What percentage? Yeah, what rate of increase does this represent? And then it says round to the nearest 1/10 of a percent. I think you probably did this right because you got 17. I just don't think you rounded correctly. So I'm going to show it though. Percents are always out of 100, which is what we want to find is that percentage rate. The original amount, he started with $12. That was the percent, that was the 100%. He was getting $12 an hour. So it's not always the bigger number, but it's always the starting amount. And then it went up, an increase of 2%, or $2 an hour, excuse me, of 2. So the change, the percent change, the percent increase matches with the amount of increase. Okay, like I said, it appears that you did this correctly. If I cross multiply and I divide, I get 16.66666666 repeating percent, which would be 16.7% rounded to the nearest tenth. If you did 2 divided by 12 and got this as your answer, if it says rounded to the nearest tenth of a percent, change this to a percent first, then round it. So if you got a decimal and you wanted to round, first change it to a percent, then round it. Hopefully that helps with those questions too.